What's going on, guys? Billy here, and before I begin, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be traveling this week, so the background of this video and maybe a couple of other videos will be here in my hotel room, and also the lighting probably sucks. But anyway, with the supposed release of the Mavic 2 in just a little over a week now, I figured we'd take a look at the reigning dominance of the Mavic Pro over the drone market for the past 2 years. Now, this was the second drone I purchased. It holds some sentimental value to me, but the past 2 years of owning and flying this drone has been pretty rocky, to say the least. So the purpose of this video is really just to look at the Mavic Pro over the past 2 years, go over my own personal timeline with the drone, and also ultimately what I think of after flying this drone for 2 years. So I guess we'll start at the very beginning with the release of the Mavic Pro, which was horrible. The demand for this drone was so high that DJI just couldn't produce enough, which left a lot of consumers like myself waiting months for their drone. Now, when it finally got here, I did the typical unboxing video, and I flew the absolute hell out of it. I mean, being able to just unfold the legs and fly was so easy, and the performance is still fantastic for being so small. Sadly, the unit that I got had a camera problem where the entire right side of the frame was out of focus no matter what I did, so I took it back to Best Buy in exchange for a new one. At this time, production was still slow, so it took me around a month to finally get my replacement unit, which was actually sooner than some people were getting their first Mavic Pro, their first drone, when they had ordered. Now, when I got the replacement Mavic Pro, the camera focused properly, but I was still really unhappy with the footage it was shooting. I saw some early video shot with the Mavic Pro online, and it looked incredible. Like, the footage just looked so crisp, while mine was still an orange mess. Almost a year ago, DJI addressed this issue through a firmware update where they implemented improved image quality. Now, around this time, I made a video highlighting this improved image quality, so I did a side-by-side comparison test inside, and it was so bad. Like, this is cringeworthy, but I really could tell that they definitely fixed the horrible orange tint, and when I finally took the drone outside, it was performing so much better that I started using it more and more as my traveling demanded the use of a smaller drone. To me, personally, that firmware update is the sole reason why I still own and fly the Mavic Pro to this date. Now, with the Phantom 4 Pro coming out at around the same time, I found myself always reaching for that drone when I wanted to fly just because of its incredible camera. If you guys have been watching my videos over the past 2 years, you know that I'm a huge stickler when it comes to image quality. The final verdict on the Mavic Pro's camera is that it's perfect for the everyday consumer. While it might not live up to my high standards, and it might not be like a professional cinematographer's first pick, what else can you really ask for? It shoots in 4K, it shoots high-resolution RAW photos, and it's all stabilized by a 3-axis mechanical gimbal. Now, on that mechanical gimbal, on the gimbal itself, it's really flimsy, it's really weak. DJI addressed this, they fixed it with the Mavic Air, their newest drone, so hopefully they won't design another gimbal like this. But overall, I would say that this camera really did add to the dominance of this drone over the past 2 years just because of all the incredible specs fit into such a small body. Now, when it comes to flight performance, the Mavic Pro is still at the top of its class. With a top speed of 40 miles per hour, it might not be the absolute fastest drone on the market, with the Mavic Air going 45 miles per hour at its top speed, but that maximum speed isn't everything when it comes to flight performance, right? We've got flight time, which is 27 minutes advertised in the Mavic Pro. I mean, you can really stay in the air for a long time on one battery with the Mavic Pro. Also, its advertised range is a maximum 4.3 miles over that OcuSync transmission system, which, speaking of OcuSync, the Mavic Pro is currently the only drone to use OcuSync, and in my opinion, is the best drone transmission system that we have right now. So we've got a full HD transmission feed coming back to us so we can view our video in full HD. We also are able to go that full 4.3 miles. I mean, that is more than most people will ever need with their drone, but ultimately, we can connect 2 devices wirelessly with OcuSync, so we can use 2 Mavic Pro remotes to go into coach mode. One person can learn how to fly the Mavic Pro while the other person has full control over it. That is very handy if you're new to drone flying. But also, we can connect the DJI goggles wirelessly, which just adds to the experience of the Mavic Pro. You don't have to deal with any wires. You can hand the goggles off to someone else while you look at your DJI Go app through your phone. Honestly, it's just a lot easier to use than hooking up with wires. So ultimately, overall, I'd have to say that with the Mavic Pro's age, its 2-year age, it can still seriously hang with some of the newer drones on the market today. Something really important to a drone is the remote controller that it uses, and recently I've flown some really great drones with either mediocre or bad remote controllers that ultimately just ruin the experience. With that being said, the Mavic Pro's remote is phenomenally made. In fact, I would go as far as saying it is perfect, and even DJI knew this design was so good because they carried it over to the Spark and Mavic Air with just very minor changes. The size of the remote controller is so easy to transport, and the built-in screen that shows telemetry is a lifesaver if your phone dies and just handy to use mid-flight. By now, basically everything that I've went over has been talked about to death. I mean, this drone has truly dominated the market over the past 2 years, and what makes that even funnier is that it's just now that we see some companies only sort of competing with the Mavic Pro. A prime example of this is the Autel Evo. They just released a product that is great, right? It's a direct competitor to the Mavic Pro, but now DJI is about to turn around and bury them, as well as everybody else in the drone market, with the release of the Mavic 2, the supposed release of the Mavic 2, as I said, at the DJI event on August 23rd. Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think that competition is great no matter what industry we're talking about. I mean, look at Apple and Samsung fighting back and forth each year, trying to come out with a better smartphone, winning over newer consumers, new customers, and at the end of the day, it's just better for everybody because we ultimately get better smartphones because there's competition. Now we look at the drone industry that has been dominated by this one company and this one product, the Mavic Pro, for the last 2 years. First of all, it means that this product, the Mavic Pro, is really, really, really good, but also it means that the competition is just really weak. I'm excited for the release of the Mavic 2, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys are sitting on the edge of your seat waiting to see what DJI has been cooking up in their laboratory for the past 2 years since the release of the original Mavic Pro. But what's also great about the Mavic 2 coming out is that the price of this drone is going to drop. So if you're someone who's been interested in getting into the drone game and picking this up, wait, because you can get this for a much lesser price. And that goes with saying, if you guys are not all about getting the latest and greatest tech, you can get this because the Mavic 2, from what I've been seeing from leaks and rumors, is going to be incredible. But guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section what you think of the Mavic Pro after 2 years. And as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.